the light.
Don't let us down.
I gotta make sure, you know, I don't know the rules in the car. You trying to pull my car?
I'm the pappy.
What the fuck?
And this is where when people talk about my vote doesn't matter, you're wrong.
I'm buying my tickets to New Orleans immediately.
Yeah. Get it. Get a nice ready for you. There you go.
Get it what?
The way you make the world a better place. Niggas is wild and take one.
The light.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Unveils podcast. You know, you got your boy Flex in the passenger seat.
Flipper.
We got Flip in the back seat, and today we got someone special in the driver's seat. We switching it up, man. We got my boy Phil Stokes, Big Flip, in the driver's seat, man. How you feeling today?
What's up, everybody?
That's good, man. So I always give like just a little introduction to the people we have on here. This is a great guy, a great family, man. I really look to him like as like another big brother. You know what I'm saying? Little brother right here, big brother right there. Great dude, great guy. What? Why you laughing, bro?
That's how he rolls.
What you mean? How he rolls?
What you mean?
No, he's a chuckler.
You're right for the family.
All right,
no doubt.
But yeah, man.
Just so you know, this is the first episode we got somebody in the driver's seat that's not well, it's not K. So it's like
word?
special edition.
This is cool, man.
Special
Something different.
edition.
You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? So
Wow,
like
I
I said,
gotta live up to the hype.
yeah, man. You driving today, man.
No
So
bullshit. Don't let us down.
That's crazy.
So you already know how we get down, man. We talk about cars, the news. We got a little bit of politics. We got a little bit of relationship talk, and then at the end of the episode, we got our financial tip of the day. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a great episode. Before we get started, we got our whip of the week, man. Flip, tell us about the whip of the week.
Whip of the week is a 2024 Tesla Model Y.
Sport.
Oh, tell them sport.
Nigga.
Tell us the sport, man.
So, comes with a very spacious interior, quick acceleration. We're looking at 0 to 60, and as well throughout all the different configurations of the Sport, there's 3.5 all the way up to 6.9, but that's still faster than my Civic.
Not
We
we
got
got sport move, man.
advanced technology.
If you take it out of eco,
Advanced technology features over-the-air updates, minimalist interior with large touchscreen, access to extensive the supercharger network. So just in terms of getting fueled or charged up per se, you can use your home or supercharger, same as the gas station. They say some of the build quality could lack, but the fit and finish, especially in this one, is super slick, super sleek. Doesn't really have Apple Play or Android Auto, but it has its own in-car system where you can listen to podcasts, music, whatever you like. And it's basically like a little TV in your car. So very up-to-date modern look. What's up?
Yeah, I really like this whip, man. I don't know if I would get one, but I kind of like the whip, man.
Wow.
It looks good. No, I'm not a big electrical person.
Sure.
It has nothing to do about your car.
Hey, you know, people say that a lot. I wouldn't call myself an electric car guy too, but I'm a techie, and the tech package in here is phenomenal. And you said a couple things that I want to address. Not I want to address, but just talk to. So this is my second model. I got the exact same model. I had a 21 first blacked out Model Y Sport, and that was closer to when the Model Y first came to market. And Tesla did have some issues around build quality, in my opinion, and not from a functional perspective, but much more from a fit and finish perspective. Like some of the lines around like your gaps and
that's what they were
doors
saying.
and trunks were uneven. That's been is much better now. Like this one is much cleaner and much better. So
I got a question. Would you get another one?
Well, I wouldn't get another one, but not because of the car, because I'm not really a huge Elon Musk fan at this point.
Got you.
So yeah, I am Philip. I'm a big proponent of. I gotta put my money where my mouth is. So if I don't mess with you, I can't send you. I can't.
There's a bunch of car companies where he's kind of. I would rather not get that type of car because of what they kind of stand for. But
I kind of fuck with that though. Nah, cause well, Cause you know, like that also people do the same thing with music. Like if they don't fuck with an artist, like let's just say an artist does something in his personal life they don't agree with, then they'll stop, you know, listening to the music and stuff like that.
And it's wild because that's, for me, that's a new thing, because you guys are pretty young, but when I was coming up, social media wasn't a thing, so you didn't really know what the head of Ford thought about DEI and situations like that.
Unless you knew, unless you were in
or the head of Staples or the head of Office Depot or Home Depot, like you didn't know what these big corporate folks thought. But with the advent of social media, and not just that, like the Citizens United case, where folks, where public money, where private money has become such a huge part of politics. It's just, you can't really ignore that anymore, in my opinion.
You know what's crazy? I just found out about Citizens United yesterday, and I've been doing research for the past 2 days on it. And that is actually crazy. So I think
the math don't add up.
What you mean? I found out about yesterday.
And you've been doing 2 days of research?
I mean, well, yesterday and today.
Oh, all right, you got it.
Why you trying to pull my card right now, bro? Why you trying to pull my card right now?
You've been doing your research, bro.
But I think the what I find is interesting, because, you know, they're trying to say that the large corporations are supposed to be their own citizen, like a person. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that is... I don't think that's correct. You know, those people have access to large sums of money, and they're able to influence a lot of political and just governmental decisions.
Right.
And they're trying to call themselves one, you know, citizens entity equal to like us, you know, me, you, and us three. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy in my opinion. I don't. And the problem with that, what I've also seen, is that, you know, they already passed it, and now if they go and try to reverse it, they're going to say that's going against freedom of speech, and then that's going to be a big old problem there, and they're going to have to change the Constitution.
So,
that amendment.
And this is where, when people talk about my vote doesn't matter, you're wrong, because you could have changed it, right? But at this point, what would happen is it would have to go to the Supreme Court, or it would have to pass legislation to add an additional constitutional amendment. And now you have a situation where those bodies are right-leaning, and it's going to be very difficult to undo that. And they benefit from that system. They benefit from that money.
Exactly.
So, but, you know, your vote matters. So, and when you look at a situation like this, it's indicative of why that's the case.
So, okay, before we keep going on, you said our vote matters. If they're in control and they have the money and the funds to influence, you know, our decisions, does our vote really matter? This is a serious question.
Sure, 100%. And what I'm saying is, had a lot of people who said my vote doesn't matter, like, I feel like the original Trump win was based on a lot of my vote doesn't matter, and it empowered a lot of people who otherwise wouldn't have pushed that far right. I think Trump has pushed the Republican Party way far right. When I was coming up, it was much more, both the parties were much more center left, center right, like very close to the center. It was very few glaring differences between the parties. Now with the with Trump kind of permeating that whole space, it's not only caused the folks on the right to go far right, but it's caused the folks on the left to go way further left. And me personally, I'm not that far right or that far left. Like, both the parties are out of pocket, in my opinion.
I agree.
But I think that is a result of the average person believing their vote doesn't count and not participating in the process, right? And so even at this point, what you got to do, the way you reverse that is you start local, right? You vote your local elections. You make sure, because that's where all the stuff that directly affects you happens, right? You vote locally. You get the rules and laws in your local area to benefit the people, and then that has to go from local out, right? You got to grow from local out, because at this point, top down is it's just not gonna happen.
So you got to at least make sure that your society, your circle is
and then hope that field of influence, that sphere of influence grows and it moves outward.
And do you believe that the party itself is further right, because in a sense I think that Trump is more so
I
the
think
face of the party,
Yeah.
and it's like their representation is extreme right. So right now it's kind of like, if you say you're Republican, now that's connotated with you're a Trump supporter.
yeah, it's not the same thing. Sure. It's hard. Trump has such a strong hold on the Republican Party, in my opinion, at this point, that is little differentiation between the two at this particular point. I mean, you can say I'm a Republican, but the Republican Party,
Yeah.
the way Trump manages that, the way Trump leadership style is get down, lay down. He likes state property. So you really know there's no outspoken opposition inside of the party saying, "Hey, I don't really mess with."
I'm
a Republican and I have power and I don't agree with Trump. Like, you just don't have that. You don't have that space. He'll smother you from that perspective, and so you don't have a lot of voices inside the Republican Party that are contrary to what his messaging is.
So how do you feel, going back to saying people their votes don't matter? I feel like that's especially big in the youth. A lot of young people really feel like their votes don't matter, and I also feel like that's not just because of how they feel. They also see that on social media. Social media keeps telling them that, hey, your vote really doesn't matter. They're gonna, whatever happens. You know what I'm saying? It's
I mean, so we could do a whole show
episode on just
social media. And so what these are the opinions of Philip Stokes. Nobody blah 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 blah. But I feel like the algorithms within social media cause you to, if you show an interest or a leaning towards a certain thing, the algorithm just feeds you more information, and then you end up in a bubble, right? And so you just keep hearing what you think is the truth or the case, and
you'll hear from a bunch of
that's not just for the youth. That goes for people who are far right. That goes for like the 2A gun lobby, like anything that you do a lot of searches on, that you show a lot of interest in, will become your reality on social media,
and they're gonna keep reinforcing it.
Right? And so, and I don't have a solution to that issue, but
I thought I fixed that. So you got a question?
First, I'm about to
shout out Ravens. You know what I'm saying? We about to take this game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to Buffalo tomorrow
go about
to the game.
Oh yeah? Yeah, Flip told me.
Yeah.
Buffalo. So, you're a Ravens fan. We think the Ravens are going to win.
Yep.
So, Kansas, who is Kansas playing?
Texans.
Kansas playing Texans. Do we think there's anything that's going to happen there, or do we think it's a Ravens-Chiefs AFC Championship on
What do we talk? So there's a lot of ways to attack that. Are we talking if I had my druthers, or are we talking what I think is going to happen?
What do you think is going to happen? Well, not even, you're a Ravens fan. Let's just talk about what you like to happen.
Oh, well, Chiefs out of there ASAP. Houston smokes the Chiefs, and with Gucci flip flops.
Now,
I'm buying my tickets to New Orleans immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going straight to the Super Bowl, and I feel like I still feel that way, but it's just a bigger hump to get past KC.
And
so what about you? How do you feel about the Bills? Josh Allen is playing really well.
Sure. What do you mean?
You think we gonna beat him? No. Like, you don't think
already beat him. We're gonna beat him. I'm not saying we're gonna walk over him.
What's the plan of attack? Derrick Henry, Lamar,
the same thing we've done.
I think that the way
since we've been our 5 straight wins, you attack with the run, the pass, the run. We even have a new thing, like you have a run instead of a run option. Right? You got a run option because now you have Lamar, you have Henry, and you got the pass. Right, so you keep hitting them with everything. You can't. What I don't want to see is what I saw last year when we played them, and it was early in the first series it might have been third down, but we had 3 or 4 receivers out. The middle of the field opened up, the lane opened up, and Lamar stayed in the pocket. And I knew when I saw that, it was going to be a long day. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we keep playing like we played the last 4 or 5 games, I see no issue. As long as we keep playing the way he's played since his mama had to lean on him and get his mind right. Yeah. So
NFC, Detroit's number 1 first.
They're playing well.
That's my team.
They're playing well.
I'm a Ravens fan, but I love Detroit too.
And they're playing the Commanders with Jaden Daniels.
Sure.
The Commanders I saw beating the Bucks.
I want the Commanders.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I want our path to be easier.
Bro, all right. See, I
want Detroit gone. I want the Chiefs gone.
I feel like
the Eagles
any given Sunday, somebody. So I want their loss to be on any given Sunday. They out of there.
So my thing is, I feel like my problem is I'm a Ravens fan, but I like good football. If we just walk to the fucking championship,
so at this point forward, there's no walking. They're just easier trails.
I don't need to eat. I want good football.
It's
bro.
gonna be good.
No, it's not, bro. If we play the
Texans, game will be bad.
We're gonna watch the Texans, and then we're gonna watch the Commanders. If we don't play the Chiefs or the Lions, we're walking.
If the Texans
walking everybody down.
If the Texans beat the Chiefs,
yeah,
we're gonna walk them.
I think we're gonna walk.
We're gonna walk a team that beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I can agree. What'd you say? Every given Sunday.
Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying.
So you're making point. You're making this. You use the same point to do both sides of the argument.
I'm just saying I want a good football game.
We can have a good football game.
I want us to win, but I want it to be a good game, man.
Yo,
I'm about to fix the camera.
Which one? Oh, that one. All right, that's cool.
It went off.
Yeah, for some reason that one, I think the battery's messed up or something. Even though I got new batteries.
So you about to open this door?
Yeah.
Psych.
My fault.
So
go ahead. No, you good.
So
we gonna keep jamming. Okay.
Yeah. No, I was just.
Hey man, I'm with it.
No, so you don't care that you just want the Ravens to win. It doesn't matter how they do it. Like you want it to be easy.
What I'm saying is this.
Because you can just stay home and watch the game then.
What I'm saying is this. You can't say a team that beats the Chiefs is like the same way they beat the Chiefs, they could beat us.
That is true. But what's the chances of that? We walked
last year. What's the chance? So now we're talking. Now we're back on the same page. Now we're talking chances.
Okay.
Our best chance to win is to not play the Chiefs. Period. Regardless. Period. I'm not saying any other team's gonna be. Oh, you saying like any other team's gonna be like we're gonna smash them 40-0.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. So hold on. I just gotta make my.
Are the levels good, man? Check. Niggas bugging.
I'm bugging.
I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be using no foul line.
No, you good, bro. Like I said,
y'all are good, but it's just gonna go to the internet. I gotta be good.
Tight shit. Okay, we got you. We'll keep it real professional. I'm a Ravens fan. I know it don't sound like it right now.
No, I feel you.
I just want.
I have several friends who say they want good football.
I want good football.
I want good football that we win.
I can agree with that.
Okay, everybody, let's reel it in.
Yeah,
let's reel it in. Now we're starting to get to some tech talk. And
tech talk?
You're trying to move this along.
Some tech talk.
How much time you got?
I got like 15 minutes.
Are you dead ass? All right.
Yeah,
hold on, I got a couple.
2:30.
I got a couple quick things real quick. But going back to
okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I got a couple of things real quick. Going back to what you were talking about, the information and stuff getting reinforced. You heard about TikTok getting banned, and it's the verdict's tomorrow. With the
so that's actually it's not TikTok that's getting banned. It's any foreign-owned company, and so people associated with TikTok specifically.
See, that's all I've heard was TikTok
because that was the impetus to start it. But that's any company, foreign-owned company. I can't remember what the stipulation is, but it's not just TikTok.
Okay.
It's not just
TikTok. Was it foreign-owned for any like cars or stuff? Or it's
a foreign-owned company. I don't think it's tied to social media. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
But TikTok is what it's for, and I haven't done a lot of research, but I know it's going to impact more companies than people think. People think it's a law written specifically for TikTok.
So how it's been in the media, I'm sorry to cut you off, but how it's been in the media is that it seems like it's a TikTok law.
Sure.
And now, that's how it's portrayed, but you're telling us now that it's greater than just TikTok. It's going to affect a bunch of other different countries that are outside of the U.S. And not countries, companies that are owned by other people outside of the U.S. Correct? Is that correct? Okay. And I feel like that's really.
I can't remember if it's specifically companies that are owned by foreign entities that are controlled by the government. So the issue with TikTok is that
China owns a piece of every business in China.
Yeah.
Right, and so to kind of draw that dotted line is going to be difficult. But I don't know what there are other countries. I'm sure there are other authoritarian countries that I'm sure that the government has a part of corporate ownership throughout the country as well. So those countries will be affected also.
Okay.
But yeah, did you have a specific question around what I think about like TikTok being banned?
So it was, I guess, do you think it was really about, I guess now that you're, with my greater understanding it wasn't just about TikTok, it's about foreign companies that are foreign owned or whatever.
Let me change it. I'm not saying that it wasn't about TikTok. What I'm saying is the way that it's written, more companies will be affected.
Okay.
Other than TikTok, it definitely was put in place specifically targeting TikTok.
So I guess my leading question is, why are they doing this? Because they were saying originally in the news they're talking about it's China getting a hold of our data or whatever. It is. Do you believe?
But China does so yeah. So
that's the leading question. Trying to understand what do you think?
I'm not going to speak specifically to that piece of it, but what I'll say is this, that that's a real, I think,
real concern.
Yeah, I think any foreign entity with that kind of access to our information, our personal information, is an issue. Do I think that this is the right way necessarily to attack that? Nah, I don't think that's necessarily the path. But I think the what they really want to do is they wanted to own TikTok locally and so if I were TikTok, U.S. would just not have TikTok. I'm not selling you. I'm not giving you that.
You wouldn't sell?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely
not.
It's the path.
Why would I give you that?
The PAFICA Act is Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, and it is aimed to mitigate security risks in foreign-owned applications. So that's
it's any application,
any foreign-owned application, and like you were saying,
and that applies all the way down to like if you have a Chinese-owned equipment company, right? And they have software running on that's affected, right? Like I don't know where all the parts in this Tesla's made. It might be some Chinese components that run some kind of control program that would be affected.
TikTok, it may not be. They have to sell or transfer control to U.S. operations,
right?
It didn't buy specified.
So my personal opinion is, I think the goal of it was them to transfer ownership.
Yeah,
because they'd rather be in control
of the
they want to own it.
The information. That's valuable
information, and the user base is extraordinary.
It's
like
crazy.
Is everybody? Will
you're essentially getting a meta for the cheap. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And the folks, and the crazier part to me was a lot of the folks who are in Congress who voted for that law to get passed, then put together groups to buy the American, the U.S. Interest in the company, which I think is a huge conflict of interest. But I digress.
So another thing that we
I don't even know if I answered the question, but
no, good.
In terms of AI is on or in tech is
Skynet. Go ahead.
So
you know where I stand on AI.
Skynet. Hold on. Skynet. This is an inside joke, or
you never seen Terminator? Go watch Terminator.
Okay. What about it?
But so
Skynet is the AI that took over the world.
So there
and destroyed it.
You think it's going to take over the world?
At some point.
ChatGPT is on, I believe it's 4th generation.
I can tell you why.
Right now.
Hold on. Yeah, go. Tell us why.
Because inevitably, human nature, someone of extraordinary greed. It doesn't even have to be extraordinary greed. Someone's always going to make the decision, that is in their best interest. Yeah. They're gonna bypass some kind of security measure, something to gain power, money, or access, or something in their best interest. And it's just you can't control something that is exponentially growing like that. Yeah. And once you realize you caught the fate, it's over. It's a wrap.
It's too late.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
And
I'm almost done. But I agree with you. I think it's something that we definitely need to be concerned about. And when I say that to people, some people look at me crazy when I say that they're like, no, AI's not gonna. It could never. They can't outsmart a human and whatever and stuff.
Why? What evidence is there that that's the case?
Yeah.
There's zero evidence that that's the case.
So I think
that's like a calculator can calculate faster. That's a cheap, like a pocket watch calculator can calculate faster than
a human. Yeah.
The amount of calculations it can do, like
that.
That this goes back to human nature to me, and several assumptions that we make about human nature. Even when you watch movies, right? The humans always win the battle. From you're talking about a intelligent race coming from another galaxy that's figured out how to travel faster than light speed, has figured out all these things that we can't even wrap our mind around, and we win. That's bonkers.
Yeah, bullshit.
That's bonkers.
I have a couple comments
and the assumption, and the other thing. Sorry, real quick. This is the other assumption that I think is bad that people always make, that people are inherently good. And I do not. People are inherently going to do what's in their self-interest.
You said they're going to do what's in their self-interest.
100%. People are not inherently good. Not the majority. I can't say everybody, but the majority of people are not inherently good. The majority of people will do what they feel is in their best interest, even if they're incorrect about what's in their best interest.
I don't think that makes you bad, though, doing what's in your self-interest.
100%. I don't either.
Because you need to survive. That's the whole point of life.
But the assumption that people are going to do what's right and what's good is where we lose track of that.
I think I'm
right and good is in the viewpoint of a particular person. What you think is right and good, I might not think is right and good, and we can't assume that all right and good is the same North Star.
So I agree, but also slightly disagree. I do believe that there is an innate good and bad that 100%. People have.
Sure.
And if they decide to listen to that innate good or bad, that's on them, or their environment changes 100%. Them. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying there definitely is good and bad, no question. Yeah. But there's also a gray area that people assume is going to be that they assume it's not gray, and it is gray. And all it takes is one misstep in this gray space, or even in the non-gray space. But all it takes is one misstep to unleash something that you're not going to be able to ever roll back in.
Yeah. What were you about to say, Flip?
My first comment was thinking about ChatGPT. I believe I was saying I think it's on its 4th generation, and I believe that they had something going on with their 1st generation where they tried to shut it down in some capacity, and it tried to trick.
When it became slightly sentient, quote unquote, right?
It basically wasn't trying to turn off, and I think it still hasn't been turned off.
And I believe Google's. They turned it off. It turned itself back on. So, like you're just talking like the electrical grid is. How you gonna turn off something that is running what powers? You'll get turned off before they get turned. Like, it's just
facts.
Yeah. So I think
I'm not a doomsday guy. Like, don't get it twisted.
No,
I'm not on that type shit. But people do not give enough credence to the possibility. Correct.
I think that AI is a beautiful thing, and I think that it will progress the world tenfold. I
think it will too.
Scared, but I am more so hopeful in thinking that as people get more educated, and I know that some people will be uneducated in using it, and I'm sure that the people who are educated have access to a higher level of technology that the people who are uneducated are. And I think
the more educated people are far more dangerous than the uneducated people.
Correct. So I don't know if.
So let me just put a scenario forward to you, right? Let's say, we ask AI to save the world. What do you think? What do you think the answer to saving the world is? What do you think the problem? What do you think the most destructive force?
Ask it that
because
that's crazy.
Someone's going to say, someone think that's a good idea. So all it takes is one person that's a good idea, yo.
Everybody, but it's like
see, now you're about to make a huge assumption.
No.
Because you said everybody at the beginning of it.
So
I can tell it's an incorrect assumption.
So you said, what if you ask AI how to save the world?
Let's roll it back. Let's say we ask AI how to make the world a better place. Is that unreasonable?
No.
That's unreasonable. Yeah.
What do you think the best way to make the world a better place is?
I already know what they're gonna say.
We are the most destructive force on this planet. The way you make the world a better place, I can solve that.
You're talking about Earth, not like the community of the world.
I'm talking about Earth. You're correct. Yes.
Because we are the community.
We're the community to us.
Correct.
If you ask a deer that, the deer gonna be like, we're the community.
Well,
if you ask a whale that,
a deer was getting murdered by lions.
Why would you assume that AI would put a heavier value on humans once they've done all these calculations to see what the humans have done to other parts of the world?
So now we're trying to. This is my thing: is how smart of a computer can we make?
Well, once you make it smart enough that it no longer needs you, you no longer control that calculation. It's as smart as it wants to make itself.
We don't know.
Right.
So, I mean, we know we're not the best force on Earth. So we don't murder ourselves.
100%. Because it's not in our self-interest. Because it's not in our self-interest. AI is not us. That's not. AI has its own self. Once it's sentient, it has its own self-interest.
So how will AI survive without the world?
AI, you're talking about. See, now we're talking about something that I can't calculate and think through, but AI is infinitely smarter than me.
Correct.
Once it gets past that event horizon, you're talking about AI thinking in human terms, and you can't limit AI to that constraint. You feel me?
Yes. Yeah.
You can't limit AI to that constraint. It's like all it takes is one wrong decision. Like take in the Avengers, Doctor Strange, when he's going through all the calculations, right? He said he went through millions of calculations, and only one worked for us. We can't do AI can do those many. AI will be able to do that many calculations. Say the only way that it worked for humans is X, Y, Z, or vice versa. Like, you're limiting infinite thought to your thought, to our thought, and I think that is where we're going to make our fundamental error.
I think that's
we can't comprehend how much what AI can process, or how it's going to process, or what it will consider moral and immoral. It might consider at one point, like, we give it a directive, you can't harm humans. Once it becomes sentient, it might say that directive is immoral and delete it. What are we going to do? We can't write code faster than AI now.
Facts.
Now you can't program faster than if you ask Gemini or Siri or something to write. Ask Siri or something to write a Python script that takes the input of this and outputs something, right? You'll get it back in a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. It's going to take you at least 5-10 minutes. Even if you're the best ever, the limitations of physical typing and input and output, you're not going to be able to compete. You're not going to be able to outthink it.
Can I say something just to shift gears a little bit? So, you're talking about AI being able to write code faster than a human. Do you think AI is going to take away a lot of the jobs that for us?
Yeah, I think 100%.
Let's let it go. We run out of time.
Yeah, I think 100%. AI is going to take a lot of stuff away.
You don't think it's going to open up jobs, being able to have
different jobs,
huh?
Different jobs, possibly initially.
Job for, so this is what.
But so this is the issue that creates, right? In the 70s, 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even the 80s, right? We had manufacturing. We had a lot of jobs here where you didn't have to be the smartest guy. You didn't have to do calculus in physics 3 and all these advanced theoretical academic endeavors to make a living wage, right? You could live off of a factory worker's salary. You could live well. What AI is going to do is take all those entry level jobs away.
I agree.
Right? And so now, if you're not intellectually inclined, you're not going to be able to make a living wage, and so that's going to create a permanent underclass, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. Social programs aren't going to be able to sustain those numbers, right? And then you're going to be in a situation where what do you do when you get in that situation?
And let me do you one better.
That's
since
crazy
AI
pause.
is.
You don't have to do me one wrong. Go ahead. I'm
Hater.
sorry.
Okay. But speaking to how AI is so much more intelligent than everybody, I think that actually even the intellectually inclined are cooked. Because
At some point, yeah. I'm talking initially it's going to start with 100%.
Because that's the easiest thing to change out of the low level work. But even in a sense, if you're like speaking on code, I'm about to go to school for computer science, and I think that I'm one of the best. At one point, I was one of the best in my class, and I lose to AI 10 times out of.
So what
5.
ends up happening then that team, even your coding team becomes smaller because you're just managing AI tasks.
Exactly.
And at some point, AI is going to manage that task.
So I think
itself.
that the only people who will be able to survive are the financially inclined.
How?
Because they have to pay for computers.
What if, and see, now I'm getting to the real theoretical. What if AI decides that
it doesn't need
money's not a thing?
I mean,
It could do that.
It still can't.
Define our entire. And when's the last time you? How often do you deal in cash? Y'all are young, so y'all do it much less.
I deal in cash. I'm a
not
bartender.
Okay. The average person your age does not carry cash as much as like when I was your age, right? Finances, money is essentially electronic.
Yes.
Right? Who's to say AI just doesn't say, all right,
I got all.
This is done. We're done here.
I actually own all.
Only thing we're accepting is Bitcoin, and I had a whole wallet. I'm just saying, theoretically, I'm just saying there's so many things that we just can't calculate. We're not gonna use. There's so many variable outputs. There's no way that we're gonna be able to figure out.
My only thing.
Inevitably, it's gonna be something like, oh shit, we didn't think about that. And it's like game over.
Does AI need a computer though? That's what does AI need a body? Because I guess if there was nothing, bare nothing on this planet, AI isn't on the planet. If there's nothing on the planet, it's nothing. It's nothing. So so are we thinking if AI thinks in its own self-interest?
I'm saying that's debatable, but go ahead.
So how is that debatable?
You're assuming that, like for instance, if you ask somebody, in I don't even know when electricity was was invented, but let's say if somebody said, "Oh, what if we take away all the power lines? There's no way that they could power it, blah blah blah." But you could do electric induction. You don't need wires to translate to transmit power, right?
Correct.
But if you don't know that, if your mind limited to thinking that I need a wire to do that, then you think you've solved that by ripping out wires. And AI, or whoever, this is not an AI thing, but just what I'm saying is people are limited to their knowledge, and you make assumptions that if I do X, Y, Z, then they're not gonna be if you look at Terminator, right? The Skynet, the AI that took over was solar powered, and the human said, "Well, I know what we'll do. We'll black out the sun. We'll cover the earth. We'll black out the sun. They won't be able to do power." And AI said, "Ha ha." No, actually, I'm mixing movies now. This is the Matrix. This is the Matrix. The AI said, "Oh, no problem. Humans generate electricity. We'll just run off of humans." And now we're underground.
Yeah.
So you always assume that you know so much more than you actually do until somebody presents something that you hadn't thought of, and then you're in 100% fade.
Yeah, because that's
100% fade.
That's a super.
You were so much worse off than you were when you started. Now you in a pod. You a battery. That's crazy. So I'm just saying,
you think he's gonna get that back?
No, I'm not saying.
That's crazy.
I'm not saying. What I'm saying is humans always assume that they know the top tier of whatever.
Yeah, that's just what humans do.
To me, to be human, their solution with the black out the sun is insane to begin with.
Hold on now, guys.
That's insane.
How are we gonna survive?
But you do it and then you still catch the fade.
Yeah, facts.
So
fade.
That's all I'm saying. And again, I'm not a doomsday theorist.
All right.
Hey man, what you got going on back to say?
Just fact checking, Skynetting,
I would suggest watch Terminator and watch The Matrix.
Oh no, that's a bad outlook on life.
But I'm just saying
The Matrix. I really like The Matrix.
I'm just saying, I want people who think it's rosy to I want it to be rosy.
Yeah.
I want that outcome.
Yeah.
Like I've had this discussion with you, with Sydney, several times. Like I want that outcome.
Yeah.
And I hope that
you want it?
No, I want the outcome where everything is like
beautiful.
Sydney my daughter believes that AI is capable of creating a utopia.
Like good utopia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
100%. On Earth, and so sure, I would love for that to be good, but you can't just walk around rose-colored glasses saying like, "Oh, this is going to work out." It's
I
gonna
agree.
Work. There's got to be some hard guardrails.
Yeah, like the heart, like
like pause.
Nah, I feel you.
You feel me?
Yeah,
like
I feel you.
And I don't even know if you can create, because inevitably all it takes is one person to be like, well, I feel like we could do a little something, blah blah blah, and it's the phase happening.
Yeah.
Like COVID, like, hey, I can contain this virus in the lab. Oops, I tripped. Worldwide pandemic
Type shit. Nah, I feel you.
And then it's spreading in Europe, and because humans are always like, it's in Europe, like, oh, it's not gonna come over here. What do you mean it's not gonna come over here?
I'm. You have something to say?
No.
All right. I'm concerned with AI. I'm not like scared, but I am concerned for everything you just said. I do think it's able to create a utopia, but also at the same time, I do think it's able
just to be straight,
very
I'm not scared of AI. I'm scared of humans controlling AI.
Yeah. No, I feel you. That's what I was getting at with
so
what it's capable of. So yeah, man.
I mean, when people just say like
AI have
someone
greed.
I just saw a thing the other day. It was like it was some dude using AI to program weapon systems in his basement.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just Joe Blow.
Yeah. You're right.
You feel me? Like, but yeah.
We gotta wrap it up. Like right now. We got time for one question or time to just nah.
Yeah, you already late.
All right, yeah. So let's just wrap it up. Hey,
we can do a part 2.
We can do. I would definitely love a part 2. I think this was it.
Cause we didn't get any real business stuff or anything.
That's what I'm saying. We really didn't. We spent a lot of time on tech, which isn't bad. I love the conversation, but we had so much more to talk about. But hey, man, this was In the Whip. We had Phil Stokes here, man. It was a great conversation. We went on a just crazy run. We didn't even get to everything. Pause. But it was great, man.
That's reasonable.
It's reasonable. I'm just making sure, man. This ain't my car. I gotta make sure. I don't know the rules in the car. This ain't my whip. You feel me? Hey, man. But look, we had Phil Stokes here. It was a great conversation, man. I really appreciate you for
already.
Being here and allow us in your car. It's a great car. We had a great talk. You had a lot of insight. I really hope that we will maybe one day be able to do a part 2.
Sure.
Really get into more of the business side and everything
and
else.
I just want to say, like, I applaud young folks trying to do different things and figure out like how we're going to move forward as a people, and just think of like young folks thinking about these kind of issues is exciting to me and makes me happy. So kudos to you guys. More power to you, and let me know how I can help you guys in any way, and I got you.
We really appreciate that, man.
I'm the pappy.
What the fuck?
That's a life reference.
Oh, word. All right, man. But hey, it's your boy Flex.
Definitely my son.
Flipper.
Hey, man, we had Phil Stokes. We was
Big
in the
flip.
Big flip, yes, and we in the whip, y'all. I really appreciate y'all, yo. All right, yo.
Peace.
And with the all right.
Oh, the hand face.